Welcome back to the Buffalo Take. This is episode number 27. I'm Cam Dixon. I'm here with Travis Ojerbina.
What's up, guys?
And it's another Monday. There's so many Mondays.
Except
But
this Monday, a lot
yeah,
of stuff happened this weekend.
the new NFL season, the new year is coming on Wednesday. And
hmm
a lot of news has come out in free agency. There's been a couple trades.
hmm
There's a lot of stuff to talk about. And then conference tournaments are obviously still going on. NHL's moving closer to the
Yeah,
playoffs. Spring training's still
coming to
going.
an end.
Yeah,
It's coming to an end soon here.
a couple weeks or 2 weeks maybe.
It's like 2 weeks,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then college lacrosse had another good weekend. And then one of the best UFC cards I've watched in a while was on
And I
Saturday.
actually watched it.
Dude, that card was lights out. Start to
Yeah.
finish, I think I would have much rather sat where we were and watched that than done anything else on Saturday.
I watched some of Poirier, however you say his name,
Poirier.
Poirier. Yeah, and then I watched Sugar Sean.
Yeah. And those were the two best fights.
Yeah.
So let's get right into NFL. So it was a short weekend, but so much news happened.
Yeah.
Um, now I didn't. There's no way we remember which days, but we can figure it out. It's only been 3 days.
Yeah.
But so starting off in Buffalo, let's start there.
Yeah.
Dawson Knox just reworked his contract today to stay,
hmm
so more cap space,
More cap space, yeah.
which is nice. Because I figured we wouldn't, because I was thinking about what we'd do with him now that Dalton Kincaid is going to be the guy. He's basically our wide
hmm
receiver too at the moment. And I thought there was a small chance that we could cut him just because his contract was so big, but I had never thought they'd do that because Dawson Knox, he's a staple.
No, yeah.
So reworking the contract was a great move by Bean. And then in some quarterback news, Russell Wilson signed to the Steelers, like we figured.
Yeah.
When I saw that yesterday, I was sitting there, I'm thinking, Russell Wilson's the type of dude to sign with who exactly we thought he would.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That's like that could make them actually like good.
Yeah, but we thought the same thing with the Broncos.
That's true.
I do think he fits better
But
in Pittsburgh.
and we can't forget Tomlin's there.
Yeah, true. Tomlin is a genius.
Yes.
And, I mean, you'll have Kenny Pickett as a backup. They can be a good team.
They can be good.
I'm excited to see what
hmm
Russell Wilson does in Pittsburgh.
I mean, they fucking made it to the playoffs with what they had this year.
Yeah,
Who says they can't do it with Russ?
yeah. And the only reason
Better.
they really didn't put up a fight is because T.J. Watt got hurt in the last
Yeah.
game. Dude, when T.J. Watt got hurt, I don't want players like T.J. Watt. I don't want them to get hurt because they're so much
Yeah.
fun to watch.
hmm
But I was so relieved because
I
he
know.
was gonna dominate whoever was blocking him,
Yeah.
and he does every week. So,
hmm
Baker signed a big deal to stay in Tampa, which is perfect.
Yep.
He's
We
the
figured that
quarterback.
too.
Yeah, he's the guy to
Yeah.
be the Buccaneers quarterback.
Who would have thought that he would have been the quarterback after Brady? Here.
Yeah, I know. That's insane, dude. I never thought. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason why the Browns gave up on him.
hmm
Like he took him to the playoffs for the first time, and God remembers how long. And then they just give up on him
Yeah.
because Deshaun
I
Watson was.
I saw something that said in Cleveland, Baker was overrated. In Carolina and LA, he was underrated. And now in Tampa, he's perfectly rated.
I do like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'm happier that he's in the NFC now, because then I can actually like root for him.
hmm
I just I don't like how the Browns gave up on him so quickly.
Yeah.
Just to get Deshaun Watson because he had
hmm
record-setting sexual assault numbers. um,
And it kind of sucks though that Deshaun's like not good anymore either.
yeah,
'Cause it was
yeah.
fun when
He
he was
lost.
good.
He lost.
Yeah.
He obviously lost a step.
Yeah.
He was a baller when
Yeah.
I mean when the Bills played. In
I
the
loved him in
playoffs.
college.
Yeah, he was great,
Yeah.
and then he did some things.
hmm
But other than that, the Patriots traded Mac Jones to the Jags, and all the memes about the offensive line are just so funny. I saw one dude. He was just some average dude, and he's like it's like him on a TikTok, and he's like he sees the news, he's like, oh no, and he gets up, he starts doing pass blocking drills. He's like, Trevor Lawrence can't get hurt. Trevor Lawrence can't get hurt.
That's funny.
But and then they also signed Kendrick Bourne
Yep.
to a three, or the Patriots did, not the Jags.
Yeah.
But which I Kendrick Bourne, he's a good wide receiver there, but I feel like he could actually be a great wide receiver 2 or 3 somewhere else. So
Yeah,
I don't
definitely.
know. He gets his money. That's all that
Hmm.
really matters. The Broncos traded Jerry Jeudy to the Browns, which I thought was going to happen trade deadline this season,
Hmm.
but that's a good trade for the Browns.
Yeah.
Broncos just, yeah, Jerry Jeudy didn't do anything.
He was supposed to be so much better.
Yeah. That, you think about that. Jeudy, Ruggs, and
Hmm.
Smith.
Yeah.
That three was unstoppable, and now only one is good. I mean, Judy's
Yeah.
fine, but and then well, one's
I mean, even
in jail.
even like Devontae Smith, he's like playing in the shadows of
Yeah,
AJ
true,
Brown,
true.
even.
But
Like,
that's kind of like Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. They're just better. I think
yeah.
that's a perfect pairing. A
Hmm.
small, um, great wide receiver, and then a just an absolute monster.
Yeah.
I mean, those dudes' physiques are insane. The Colts made some moves too. They signed
Hmm.
Zaire Franklin, Syracuse legend, to a 3-year, 31 point. I when I saw this headline, I thought it was weird because you never see like the point two
Yeah,
six. You always just
0.26.
see the one number.
Yeah.
But so he gets his big extension, and then Pittman just agreed to an
Hmm.
extension too, 71.5 million
Yeah.
for 3 years. So they
Good
get
for
to keep.
him.
I think they. Or I don't know if Pittman's a captain, but I know Zaire Franklin's a captain, so they get to
Yeah.
keep their guys. Another re-signing. The Lions re-signed Graham Glasgow on the offensive line. They get to keep him,
Hmm.
which is a good re-signing. The Eagles extend Landon Dickerson for a huge deal. He's a great
Yeah.
offensive lineman. Re-sign Brandon Graham for a year. Keep him around.
Hmm.
He'll probably retire too after this year. And then Fletcher Cox retires.
Hmm.
So Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey, both,
Yeah. End of an era in
both,
Philly,
yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
both
It's like Sawyer
historical
and
Philly
Hyde.
players. Yeah, yeah.
Same
Offensive
deal.
line, defensive line, both
Yeah.
historical Philly players. They both
Hmm.
played their whole career.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, then that was like long careers. It wasn't just like,
Yeah.
oh man, good for them though. They had fantastic careers. And then this one I thought was interesting. Eric Armstead's. The 49ers are planning to release him.
That's interesting.
It's definitely cap. I mean, he's getting older.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
He's getting older. It's the business side, but
Yeah.
he's still just an absolute force on the defensive line.
Yeah.
That defensive line is so good. At their peak, this could be the best defensive line of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, you got Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, not Javon Kinlaw. Is it Hargrave?
Yeah.
Yeah, Javon Hargrave,
Yeah.
and then Chase Young.
Yep.
And all four of those guys, at their best, are the best in the league.
Yeah.
Chase Young's the only one who's got to do something this year.
Yeah. I don't know if he will. We'll see.
If he steps it up, dude, I'm scared for that
Prove
team.
it. I know.
It's because something's got to give, dude. They've been that close.
We play him in Buffalo this year.
I'll go to that game if I can. I'll go. I mean, those tickets will probably be expensive.
Yeah, it might be expensive. I was just about to say that.
Maybe I'll drop $100 to go to a Bills game. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Other defensive line news: Chris Jones got a massive deal to stay in Kansas City.
Mm.
There's a lot guaranteed. And then Justin Madubuike, I think that I don't know that's how you say his name, but
Yeah.
he is he's been pretty good for Baltimore,
Yeah.
and he got a
Yeah.
pretty big deal. So
Yeah.
I happy for him. He's a great defensive tackle.
Hmm.
Kirk Cousins, where do you think
Doesn't
he's
sound
going?
like he's staying in Minnesota.
I saw somebody said he could go to Atlanta, but I feel like that's just like
I know.
he's a cool white dude, so
Yeah.
maybe it'll work out. But like, I just feel like Justin Fields is a perfect fit for Atlanta.
Yeah, I know. And we still don't know what they're doing with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Still no news on that.
I was thinking about it today. I mean, I know Justin Fields is loved kind of in Chicago by
Mhm.
most fans, and they don't really want to get rid of him. But at the same time, like Justin Fields, as much as I like him too, he hasn't done much in Chicago to
Yeah,
where
that's
it's like
true.
it's where you can be like, oh, you can't get rid of him. He's got so and so, and he's done this for us that we can be good. He's still really good. I think he can be talented, but I think if you change up the culture, draft Caleb Williams, get a whole new because you guys they're getting a new stadium too.
Yep.
Get a whole new culture. I think moving Justin Fields is probably a better idea because it works financially as well too.
Just a risk you gotta be willing to
Yeah,
take, I guess.
yeah, and that's how most GMs make their big break.
Yep.
They
Yeah.
take a big risk, and if it works out,
Mm-hmm.
it's there you go, you're set.
Yeah.
So Kirk Cousins, back to Kirk Cousins. Atlanta, where else could he go?
Denver?
Denver. I think Denver might be the place.
It could be Las Vegas too.
It could be. That's the thing. Like this feels racist, but Denver
He doesn't
feels
seem like
like
a Raiders
yeah,
quarterback.
no, exactly. I mean, I think Jimmy G kind of did,
Yeah.
and Derek Carr definitely did, but Kirk Cousins doesn't at all.
Yeah.
And I think I can only say this because I am white, but Kirk Cousins does not feel like an Atlanta quarterback.
No.
Even this is not like even if I'm not gonna go that deep, but he's not the perfect fit for Atlanta. He's too old. They need to. They're another team that needs a kind of a culture
Mm.
change.
I got a good one. The Giants.
Yeah, but they. Oh wait, no, they didn't sign Russ. I was just thinking
No.
they didn't. I was thinking about
No.
because we were talking about it last week if they
That'd be
signed
a
Russ.
good spot for him. And then you still have Daniel Jones. He could learn
Yeah,
from Kirk.
I like that too.
Maybe.
I like
Yeah.
that. But that's another team that I think the fans. It's a consensus they want to draft a guy. But
True.
also they could go a completely different route and just hope Daniel Jones comes back
Yeah.
strong. I guess. I don't know. Kirk Cousins is probably one of the more interesting free agents we're going to keep an eye
Yeah,
on.
because he's a great quarterback.
Yeah, he's still, dude,
Like he's a
before he
stud.
got hurt, he
Yeah.
was having like one of the greatest starts to a
Mm-hmm.
career of all time, or career,
Yeah.
starts to a season of all time.
Yeah.
He was on track for like 5,500 yards, and then he got hurt, which was just
Yeah.
such a sad day. But yeah, I mean, that'll be a that'll be one to keep an eye on. And then
Yeah.
another guy, T. Higgins. He requested a trade this morning.
Yeah. I saw this coming. I just
Yeah, I'm
kind
not
of
surprised at all. He got
yeah.
franchise tagged, but that only lasts a year. So
Mm,
requesting a trade is kind of smart for him because even if it doesn't work out and they don't find a trade, he'll still get paid.
yeah.
He's going to get a lot of money from somewhere.
Yeah.
And
That they're gonna be interesting.
yeah, yeah,
They have Jamar, but
yeah. And chancing your season on a franchise tag is interesting because if you stick with the franchise tag, then you have to have a good season to get paid.
no, yeah.
Because it and that's why most guys just request the trade. And I
Yeah.
like what T Higgins is doing because business side of things, it's tough. You gotta show out if you're gonna get franchise tagged.
I wouldn't be surprised if they got Gabe
I wouldn't either. I
because I don't know if they're gonna keep Tyler Boyd either
true. I
because
thought
he's gonna be a free agent.
is that next year or this year?
Who? Boyd
Yeah.
this year.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, and then Mixon. I don't know if they can keep him.
That'll be interesting too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabe. I think Gabe could be a good fit there. I think he's. I just don't want him to leave Buffalo, man.
Yeah.
I
Especially
love
for the
Gabe.
Bengals. That'd
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah. The thing is, I mean, as much as I dislike the other teams in the AFC, like as a whole, just
Hmm.
because we're Bills fans, I don't hate the Bengals. Like I was a huge Joe Burrow fan at LSU.
Yeah.
Like
See, I wasn't.
yeah. I mean, you're a big Ohio State fan, so I get that.
Yeah.
But when I was watching, I watched LSU's first game. I can't remember who they played, but I watched that first game, that championship season, and I'm like, this team is the best. And
Yeah.
I had them winning the national championship the whole year. I watched all their games, dude. They were the most fun team to watch
Yeah.
of all time. And then both Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow go to Cincinnati, and they beat the Bills when I was at the game, and it just hurt. But like, I don't hate the Bengals.
Yeah.
I
I
did
don't know.
see.
I'm not a huge fan of Burrow. I just never have been.
Yeah, that's fair. RT hates Burrow.
Yeah.
I saw Sam Hubbard was hanging out with Nick Bosa at UFC 299.
Oh yeah, I saw that too
That
actually.
whole group was just wild because I saw the video of Bosa meeting Trump,
Yeah.
and Bosa was like geeking out because it's his dad basically, and and Sam Hubbard's just sitting there. I'm like, what the hell? Taylor Lewan,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah. So free agency's going strong. I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of news coming out, and then all this stuff will be finalized on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. You said right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll see what else happens the next couple days.
Yeah.
And then college football. I didn't even see this. The East Carolina receiver Jalen Johnson
Yeah.
was arrested and charged with voluntary manslaughter.
So he shot his mom. Thought
What?
thought she was an intruder. That's what they said.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it still is really bad, but
No, I know.
just shot your mom. Oh my
Yeah,
God, dude. Fuck, I feel bad for him, but like,
I know. Like that sucks. Like you've been arrested for that.
yeah, that's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Tough situation.
did she pass away?
I think so.
Oh, well, voluntary manslaughter. That means she died.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah.
Very smart we are. R.I.P. I feel bad for the receiver, but you know,
Yeah.
that's horrible. And then some less heavy news. Drew Pine is transferring to his third school.
Hmm.
He's going to Missouri to back up Cook. And he is a whole 23 years old.
Jeez.
So he's already done 4 years of college. Or 4 years of being in
Yeah.
college. And he still expects 3 more years of eligibility.
Why?
And he's
Like,
technically a junior.
what's the fucking point?
Go get a job.
Yeah.
You're not going to the NFL. You're transferring to your third school to be a backup quarterback.
I don't get people,
He was a
bro.
backup quarterback at Arizona State.
I don't get people.
And he went back to Notre Dame, I read, to finish his degree or something for a semester, this last semester. Or maybe this semester. But dude, go get a fucking job.
Bro just loves football, I guess.
I mean, that's fair and all, but like,
Yeah.
accept it. It's over.
Yeah.
Everybody has to accept that their sport is over at some point. It just move on, bro. You're not going to the NFL. You're not even going to play in the UFL. Is that what that's what the
I think
yeah,
that's what it's
the
called now.
UFL?
Yeah.
Isn't that starting pretty soon too?
It should be.
I think over the summer, right?
I think April it usually starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. Watch a little bit of football here and there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some old names you'll see in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Drew Pine, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, good for him. Whatever. Like, it doesn't affect me, but dude, go get a job. It's time. Oh, man. Well, I've had enough of football.
Yeah.
Drew Pine has put me over the edge. Moving on to college basketball, we continue on the conference tournaments, and we had 4 tickets punched
Mm-hmm.
during this weekend. Started off with just, this is going to make America great again. Longwood and Morehead State.
And Drake. Don't forget about Drake.
Drake, too, but. just
Drake and Longwood.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that one. That was good. Yeah. Yeah, but Longwood, St. Bonaventure beat them in the first game of the season.
Yeah.
Like I texted you, that should technically mean we're in, right?
Yeah.
um,
I don't understand how they won, bro.
that was crazy. Yeah.
They're so bad.
Yeah, dude. They looked how I would have expected because that was a home game when we played them. So,
Mhm.
but I did not think they would beat High Point.
I
I thought
I
High
have no
Point was
idea how
for
they did it.
sure
I'm not gonna lie.
gonna skate through that, but can't take any game for granted.
And then they beat UNC Asheville in the championship.
Yeah.
By like 20.
Yeah.
Like what, bro?
Yeah, that's get hot at the right time, man.
Yeah.
Do or die basketball, especially in those conferences.
Yeah.
And then Morehead State, I actually picked that correct. I think we originally picked, or no, I think we both picked Morehead State on the pod, or maybe Little
I
Rock.
definitely picked Morehead
Yeah, I
State.
think
I
we did.
remember.
But I originally had Little Rock going into the week, and then
Mhm.
I think right before the conference tournament started, or like the day of, I switched it to Morehead State just because I didn't want to pick a one seed, and I got it
Yeah.
right. So that was exciting. Um, and then the most influential one, I guess, of the weekend, Drake beats Indiana State
Yeah.
to steal a bid. Does Indiana State still get in?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
They're so good. Like
I know. I feel like
they were ranked at a
it's gonna be
point in the
close.
season.
They're gonna be on the bubble. It's gonna depend on the other conference tournaments.
Yeah.
If like automatic bid doesn't make it,
Yeah.
then
One they definitely need is the ACC because the ACC could either have 3 bids this year or 6.
yep.
It all depends on how that conference so
They
Indiana
either need
State
UNC or Duke to win that.
pretty much. Indiana State would need like Wake Forest or Pitt or Clemson to lose early or Syracuse.
Yeah.
So I think Indiana State should get in
Yeah.
just because we need the dude with the rec specs. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah. We need
Yeah.
that we need that matchup. But shout out to Drake. That was a huge win for
Yeah.
them. Way to
And then
get that conference.
Stetson
Yeah.
gets their first tournament appearance.
I think Stetson was a 2 seed, right, in that conference tournament.
I think so.
Yeah. So Jacksonville
conference are
knocks
they in?
the ASUN.
Yeah, son.
Jacksonville knocks off the
Yeah, they're
1 seed Eastern Kentucky, and
Mhm.
then Jacksonville loses to Stetson after being up 10 with 4 minutes left. I remember I was watching that game. I was all over Jacksonville that day, and I was like,
Mhm.
they're gonna do it. They're gonna make the championship, and then they blew the 10 point lead at the end of the game. So
Yeah.
that's fine. But shout out to Stetson.
Yep.
Big tournament win. They make the tournament. For the weekend, we saw a lot of games. On Friday, Boise State upset San Diego State on the road.
Oh, I did not see that actually.
So that should lock Boise State into the tournament.
Yeah.
That's a big win for them. Dayton beat VCU at home. Good win for Dayton. They stay up there. And then all these conference tournaments were going on. Longwood killed Winthrop in the quarterfinal.
Oh wait, yeah, that Dayton VCU game. VCU was up like that whole game.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah.
High scoring. It was just a great basketball game. Well, I think we were watching it, so. I told you Northern Illinois is going to beat UB.
Yeah, you did.
I thought there was no way with UB being favored. It was perfect. The Northern Illinois guard had what 37, right? I thought I saw.
Oh, wait, listen to this. So, teams can now legally talk with agents and players who don't have agents for NFL.
Huh.
So,
That makes sense.
and Bears are expected to make a major push to land Eagles running back DeAndre Swift.
See, now that's a guy that I want Justin Fields to play with.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude, the NFL news is gonna just be crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like we're gonna get more before we finish this pod.
definitely.
And then on Saturday was a big day of college basketball. It was another loaded slate. So we had a game, 12:30. We lost to George Washington. I was not waking up to go to that game. I get to the gym, and or I checked at halftime because I got the update on my phone. We were down by 4. Whatever. I texted in our Bonnie's group chat. I said, "How are we down at half to St. Louis?" And so I get to the gym at maybe it was like 2 because the game was almost over, and I see people walking out. And I'm like, "Well, that's got to be maybe the game's over. Maybe there's a couple minutes left, but it seems a little early for people to be walking out." I looked at my phone, and they St. Louis was already shooting free throws. There's less than a minute to go, and I texted, "This team is a joke, dude. We should have finished 20-10, and we blew the last 2 games to the worst 2 teams in the A10." It's just, dude. It was
And he lost to LaSalle.
stupid. Yeah, and LaSalle's not good either.
2 weeks ago.
But at least we had a chance to still get 20 wins.
Yeah.
And then we could have been 11-7 in the A10 and 20-10 overall, and would have had like a top. We would have been 4 or 5, but
Yeah.
we blow both of the last games, and we end up with the 7 seed. Maybe worse actually. I haven't even looked.
Yeah.
But whatever. Houston drilled Kansas.
Yeah.
30-point win. Houston's offense looked fantastic.
I think they win it all. Like,
Dude,
is that crazy to say? Like, I think they win it all.
all it all comes down to one bad night.
Yep.
If you have to play what? 64, 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8. 6 games? 6
Six
wins?
games, yeah, six
Yeah.
games.
If you have six wins, you have 28 in the season. You 6 wins. You
Yeah.
avoid one bad night, national champs. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one team that can beat Houston on their best night.
No, I don't think so. They're just so good. And it's even more impressive because now they're in the Big 12.
Yeah.
Like it's not like they're in the
And
American anymore where they're just getting like easy wins. They're
right,
playing good teams now,
this is the year
and
to
they're
do it.
28-3.
This is definitely the year to do it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this Houston team because
yeah.
that's all you got to do is avoid one bad night,
Mhm.
and that's how most of the teams end up losing. UConn beats Providence, and they seal up their either top or
Yeah.
second top
Even
seed.
then, they're so good
Yeah,
too.
these top. This is a great top 4 1 seeds. Purdue's fantastic. UConn's good. Houston's great.
Tennessee's questionable.
Tennessee's questionable, but actually, well, Arizona lost, so they don't get the 1 seed anymore. But
Yeah. Oh yeah,
or
true.
if North Carolina
Iowa
sweeps,
State lost it. It's gonna be UNC. They're
yeah,
gonna get the
yeah, if North Carolina sweeps right through the ACC tournament,
yeah.
they'll get the one, or they'll get the 4th 1 seed.
Yep.
But still, the top of the top
Yeah.
1 seeds, at least the top 3
So
are.
yeah. So Houston, UConn, and Purdue.
Yeah.
Those three.
And Tennessee lost in a tight game to Kentucky. That's a good loss. I'm not
Yeah.
bothered by that. Dude, 52-52 in the second half. It was a great second half. But yeah, Kentucky gets a huge win. They lost to Tennessee earlier in the year.
Yep.
But big win. And they went into Tennessee and did it. So.
Mhm.
And then Bronny beats Arizona. I think Bronny had 5 points.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
He had a lot of rebounds though.
Yeah, I think he had more rebounds than he did points.
Yeah.
But Arizona, their conference losses are not good. They
Yeah, no.
might be one of the first. Like they might be the highest team to lose first, if that makes any sense. I don't know if they make the Elite
Yeah.
Eight.
Wait, Demario Davis reworked the final year of his deal. 2 years, 17.25 mil.
Oh, nice. Demario Davis is for some reason he's heavily underrated.
Yeah.
He's not talked about. He gets his recognition from the NFL, but he's not really talked about as much. He's a great linebacker. And then another top 6 upset. Iowa State loses to Kansas State, which was not a good loss for Iowa State. They lost by 8, 6. Do I not know? 7. I don't know how to count. So that's not a good loss either. So 4, 5, and 6 all lose.
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina beats Duke. North Carolina, Cormac Ryan is just so good. He went off, dude. This dude is white, and he had 31 points, 6 for 8 from 3. The next highest scorer was Harrison Ingram with 14, and then nobody else had over 10.
Yeah.
So
this team's not going anywhere this year.
Yeah, Duke filled the stat sheet though. Filipowski had 23, Proctor had 14, McCain had 19, Roach had 13. Just Cormac Ryan, dude. When the white dude is hot,
Yeah.
it's a tough. I had Duke money line. I thought it was gonna be 1-1, but North Carolina looked fantastic.
Yeah, I'm just done with them this year. Maybe they'll make a Cinderella run, but
I think they can still win some games. I don't know about
they'll
beating.
win some games.
They're still
but,
really good. It's just
yeah.
going to come down to beating the top 7 or 8 of teams.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm excited for next year. They're gonna be good next year.
yeah, they'll be good. Yeah,
Like really good.
they're still Duke.
Yeah.
Marquette beat Xavier. Kept it up in the top 10. Creighton beats Nova on a last second.
Yeah.
Nova came all the way back too.
Yep.
It's a tough loss for Nova.
Mm-hmm.
They're another team on the bubble, but they're 10-10 in the Big East, 17-14. I don't know if they get in, but they're in a lot of bracketology. They're in. They're like the last.
I don't know if they
runner.
are anymore.
Maybe not anymore, but
I think that loss killed them.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what they do in the Big East tournament to make a push.
Yeah.
Another upset: Texas Tech beats Baylor, which was actually not as bad because I almost bet Baylor, but I didn't because I was too worried about Texas Tech at home, which I was right about. So glad I didn't bet that. Auburn beats Georgia. Alabama beats Arkansas in just a great game. I don't know how Arkansas just randomly pulls an overtime game against Alabama out of their ass, but they did.
I don't know. Alabama's weird. I
yeah.
feel like they have no defense.
Yeah, they don't
You
have
realize that?
they don't really have a dominant big. They just have a fantastic offense,
Yeah.
and they kind of just let that take them to where they want. So
I don't think they're gonna go that far.
I think Alabama. I saw a TikTok. I think it was Alabama, Arizona, maybe somebody else. But those were the 2 teams that I saw that it was like what teams are going to fade away in the tournament because of just basic basketball. And then another ranked SEC team survives in overtime. South Carolina goes into Mississippi State and gets a win.
Yep.
That's another team on the bubble is Mississippi State. Now if
Mhm.
Villanova's out, I think they get in actually, but Mississippi State's having a solid year. They just that would have locked them in, I think, if they beat
Yeah.
South Carolina, but we'll see if they make it in. BYU beats Oklahoma State. Utah State gets a close win over Mexico. New Mexico, that is.
Mhm.
And then Tulsa upsets South Florida.
I don't know how that happens.
South Florida gets their second loss in the American. And what a win for Tulsa.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that affects them too much.
Yeah.
They actually might play each other. I think I saw in the American bracket Tulsa's playing the 8-9 or whatever, and then
Mhm.
the winner of that plays South Florida. So I would not be surprised if they play each other again and South Florida just rails them.
Yeah.
And then more conference tournaments. FAU beats Memphis in a high scoring game, so that's a great win for FAU. They stay
Yeah.
up there. St. John's beats Georgetown. Um, and then just other
Texas
than that,
beats Oklahoma.
yep, yeah, the Red Wivel Wivel 14-point win that might kick Oklahoma out and
Yeah.
put Texas right there.
Texas A&M beat Ole
They
Miss.
killed them, yeah.
Killed them.
Before we continue on with the college basketball games, over during the break, DeAndre Swift signed with the Bears,
Yep.
so great signing for the Bears. And then Dion might have just did the greatest 180 of all time. So he posts on Twitter. It's a picture and it says, I already forgot what it said.
I'll tell you. Hold up. It says, "It was good while it lasted, Buffalo. Excited for this next chapter of my football career. Wonder if it's okay to eat ranch now."
Yeah, so we see that and we get sad. We're
Yeah.
like, oh, we're not gonna re-sign Dion.
And
We
then
start to
listen to
get
this.
mad.
He just tweeted, "Y'all are cray. Why would I ever leave Buffalo? I'm never leaving." What? Good English. I'm never leaving Buffalo. And what the fuck does this say? Y'all are cray. Why would ever leave Buffalo? I'm never leaving, guy. I'm Buffalo for life.
Very good English
Good English.
by our fucking left tackle. Good God. Oh my God. But he just trolled the shit out of us with that. I was starting to get mad because we don't have Bates, Morse, and it was possible Deion Dawkins. But so he re-signed 3 years, 60 million. We can breathe.
Yeah, so that made him one of the highest paid tackles in football.
Congratulations, man. Can we win a Super Bowl?
Yeah.
You give all the money you want in the
But
world, but at the end of the day, if you can't win,
back to college
now,
basketball.
yeah, we can get back to college basketball. Still on Saturday, Florida State beats Miami.
Yep.
Miami sucks.
Yeah.
Colorado State beats Air Force to continue winning. Canisius got an overtime win over Manhattan.
Mm.
Wow, interesting. Colorado beats Oregon State. And then this one, well, I didn't even see this one either. Central Florida beat TCU by 2.
Oh,
So that brings TCU down in the bubble more.
yeah.
They could be out
Ooh.
after that loss.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt beat Florida by 1. Another team that will be dragged to the bottom of the bubble after that.
Yeah.
How? Like
I don't
you
know.
can't. That's a game like this late in the season. You're on the bubble. You can't just let that one slip.
Yeah. That's bad.
It's just a shit loss.
Mm.
And then besides that, the other conference tournament, Wake Forest beat
Wake
Clemson,
Forest beat Clemson.
which was huge for Wake
Yeah.
Forest. That keeps them on the bubble. And then Oregon beats Utah, which
Yep.
probably switches places. Oregon
Mhm.
and Utah.
Pitt beat NC State.
Yep, Pitt is securing themselves on the bubble.
Mm.
And that was the OVC championship. Morehead State won by 14.
Mhm. Northwestern beats Minnesota.
Yep. LSU continues Missouri's just terrible, terrible SEC season. They just
Yeah.
can't buy a win. And then the late night basketball was fun. This happened after the UFC card. San Francisco and Portland were on until what, like 3 in the morning.
Probably,
I
yeah.
dude, I fell asleep. I could not stay awake. After the card ended, I was like, all right, I'll keep it on, but like I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That was a late game. Oh, and then Nevada beat UNLV also late at night, so big win for
Yep.
Nevada there. And then yesterday, a couple other tickets were punched, and saw a few other games that meant a couple things. Purdue beats Wisconsin at home in their last home game, and Zach Edey gets his number retired while he's still in college.
Mm-hmm.
That's got Now that shows you how good he is, or how good he's been for Purdue. Illinois beats Iowa. And Iowa's another team low on the bubble. We'll see if they can push through in the conference tournament.
Yep.
Longwood just murdered UNC Asheville to make it. Longwood was good outside their conference. I think what if I do the math correctly, they were 15-3 outside the conference, and one of those losses was St.
Yeah.
Bonaventure. But they were 6-10 in the Big South. They kind of fell apart, and then they got hot at the right time to make a run.
Yeah, I guess so.
Nebraska beats Michigan, and Keisei Tominaga had 30 points. Dude, I love that kid. He's so much fun to watch. And then Drake with a huge win over Indiana State. Indiana State was the
Yeah.
favorite, and they get the job done. Stetson beats Austin P. Austin P. Pay PA.
We don't know how to say it.
And a high-scoring ASUN final.
Yeah.
Ohio State gets a win over Rutgers. Ohio State's 19-12.
Yeah, that
Huh.
makes sense.
And the thing is, they're not even like close to the bubble.
No, I don't. They must have like bad losses. I think
Yeah.
they do actually.
Yeah, they I think they do. I think you're right.
They lost to Penn State, Indiana, Michigan,
Yeah, those are. Oh, yeah, they lost to Michigan. That's right. That's not
Iowa,
a good loss,
Indiana
yeah.
again, Minnesota.
Yeah, that's well, there's your answer right there.
But they
Oh
beat
my
Purdue.
God. Yeah, I didn't even see this one. Indiana beat Michigan State.
Oh my God.
Now Michigan State has to win the conference title, in my
Yeah,
opinion. I don't think you could put them in.
I don't think so either.
There's no way, because if you're putting Wisconsin in after the run of shit that they had,
Hmm.
I mean, by that logic, then Michigan State would make it. But like, if you're gonna put Wisconsin in, there's no way you can put Michigan State in too,
No, yeah, I
because that's
agree.
two teams who they're gonna get whooped by somebody, and it's not gonna look good.
Uh-huh.
Appalachian State lost, and their season's over. Because
Wow.
I don't think Sunbelt's getting two bids with a semifinal loss for Appalachian State. But Arkansas State could be a bid stealer.
Hmm.
They got to upset James Madison tonight.
Oh, that was my pick, Jamie.
Yeah, yeah, they've amassed 30 wins. If they don't
Yep.
win tonight, that's gonna be a massive upset.
Wait, they're allowed to. Are they allowed to play in the tournament?
Yeah, yeah, they've been
They are.
D1. They just haven't. They were. It
Okay.
was just because they moved D1 for football.
Oh, okay.
They've been D1 the
I
whole
didn't
time.
know for basketball.
They
That's why.
were in the CAA, if I remember correctly.
Mm,
I think they were in one of those conferences, but they moved to the Sun Belt for football, so that puts them in.
yeah.
And then Penn State beats Maryland, wow, by a lot at the end of the night.
Random.
Or the end of the day, rather. Northern Colorado, my pick, lost in the Big Sky second round. Sure, whatever. I don't know if Eastern Washington lost though. I didn't see anything. Oh, they did. Yeah, they lost to Sacramento State. Dude, the number
Mhm.
one seed in the Big Sky, 15-3 in the Big Sky, and you lose to a team who has 4 wins in conference. That is brutal.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Anyways, moving on to today. We're gonna
So
see.
now it's all the conference
Yeah,
tournaments,
they're
right?
starting.
Yeah.
I think they all start
Yeah.
tomorrow. Yeah, they're all starting tomorrow. A10,
Yeah.
Big 12,
But
ACC.
there's
etc.
some. Wait, who's this?
We're gonna punch 2 more tickets tonight. Wait,
Yeah.
3, 2.
Yeah, you got the
Yeah.
Sun Belt, and then you got
2 more
SoCon.
tickets tonight. We're gonna see between Arkansas State and James Madison. I think James Madison gets the job done. They're
I'm
favored
sticking
by
with James Madison still.
5.5. Seems like a low line. I might have to take that tonight, but it's a conference championship game. Arkansas State they're going to want to win. So they could be a bid stealer, but I think James Madison gets the job
JMU's
done.
making it.
No, yeah, they're already in, I think.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
actually, if they lose, do they get in? I mean, they're
I
30
don't
and 3.
know.
They have they I feel
I
like
don't
they
know
have
who.
to.
I know. I feel like they have to too.
But they
Like
haven't been
at
ranked
least,
in so long.
I know
So something's obviously not liked by committees.
they lost to Southern Miss Appalachian State twice. That's all.
I mean, their out of conference was perfect. I
Yeah,
don't
they
know.
beat Michigan State.
We will see. And then the other conference championship tonight is East Tennessee State and Samford in the SoCon championship.
Yeah.
Our pick was Samford. Samford's favored by 10.5.
Mhm.
But again, could be a bid stealer here with East Tennessee State.
All right, let's go to the Hoops HD conference tourney thing.
Shout out to Hoops HD.
Yeah.
Also tonight though, West Coast semifinals.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Probably the easiest bracket to predict. San Francisco and Gonzaga and Santa Clara and St. Mary's.
Mhm.
Wow, great. An 11:30 game at night on a Monday night. That'll be fun. And then you got what? Horizon semis, Summit semis, CAA semifinals. Summit, I already said Summit. And then yeah, Southland second round. So yeah, and then good games on tonight. Not a ton of ranked, only 2 ranked games, but
Yeah.
now moving into tomorrow, we see the ACC, the Big 12, the A10. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for tomorrow's starting, and then we'll have the NEC Conference Championship tomorrow, the West Coast Conference Championship, the Summit Final,
Mhm.
and the CAA and the Horizon as well. So we're going to see a lot of tickets punched tomorrow and some early Power 5 games.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, we see much of the same. Bonnies and Syracuse both play, and they will play the winner of, I'm not sure, but I haven't looked
They
at it.
play the winner of LaSalle and George Washington.
Well, we lost to both those teams, huh? And then Syracuse plays the winner of, I know I looked at the bracket, but I can't remember who.
NC State, Louisville.
That's right, okay. We beat both those teams, I think. Yeah, so,
And then if you win that, you play us
yeah. Yeah, dude.
again.
I know. It's going to be interesting, the whole ACC tournament, because Duke, UNC, and Virginia, I guess, are the 3 teams that I don't think lose. But then again, it's been a weird season for the ACC.
Yeah.
Unless North Carolina sweeps through the whole thing.
Yeah, like Pitt's the 4 seed. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know who. Like, my pick is North Carolina. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm rooting for
I'm gonna
Syracuse.
say it's North Carolina
But-
too.
It could go anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I know Miami sucks, but there's still a small chance that they could make a run.
Yeah.
Because they're still Miami. They still have some of the
I
guys.
the ACC is just not that strong this year at all.
Yeah, it's just been a kind of difficult season for the ACC overall.
Mm-hmm.
BYU will play tomorrow. VCU will play tomorrow. Wake Forest will play tomorrow. Pac-12 starts, or not tomorrow, Wednesday. Pac-12 starts Wednesday. Mountain West starts Wednesday. Big East starts Wednesday. Yep. Big Ten. Yeah, dude, this is gonna be fun. A lot of
Mhm.
good basketball coming up this week. We're gonna see how Kansas plays. They only have a first round bye.
Mhm.
That's rough. No, don't see that too often.
Yeah, definitely gonna have to watch a lot of these games.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun slate of basketball because
A lot of no paying attention to homework or school
Yep.
this week.
Yeah, we're starting to get into that
Yeah.
that month long. It starts pretty much today. The
Yeah.
next month it's gonna be all basketball.
Yep.
So by the time our next episode comes around, we're gonna see most of these tournaments get down to their quarterfinals,
Yep.
and then by the time Monday's episode comes around, we're gonna have a bracket.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
I
But yeah, it's gonna be a fun week of basketball. You can't really predict a game of the week on this one because none of the games are set. So
Yeah, no.
I think,
Let's pick tournament of the week.
yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The one I'm most excited for might, I want to say SEC, but I feel like that's the easiest answer.
I know that's what I was gonna say too.
I think the Big 12 is going to be fun to watch.
I think
My top two
I
are
think
SEC and Big 12.
I think it's gonna be ACC because I just think that's so unknown this
I
year.
do too. I like that pick. I don't know. I feel like once Syracuse inevitably gets bounced, I feel like I'm going to stop watching it because I'm just going
Yeah,
to be pissed off.
like Big East. I think Connecticut's gonna win that. UConn.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be a fun one to watch though in the opening
Yeah, it
rounds
will
because
be fun.
if UConn if they play a close
If they
game against
lose, that's
somebody,
up for grabs.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to see. I think Creighton would be my sleeper in that one because Creighton looked good and I think they're finally
Hmm.
meshing. They're not just kind of hanging out and being
Yeah.
on my no bet list, but
Big Ten, Purdue should walk through that.
they should, yeah. But then
Yeah.
again, you never know. That
Yeah.
I want
Houston
Michigan
should walk
State.
through Big
I kind of
12.
want Michigan State to win the Big Ten tournament, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna be intently watching Syracuse and St. Bonaventure again until they inevitably lose, and then I'll
Yeah.
start watching the ones that I'm actually excited for.
Wait, this week are games at night or do they start like during the day now? They start
They
during the
start
day.
during the day.
Hmm.
Watching these games during class, I'm not gonna be paying
Yeah.
attention. There's no way that I'm
Yeah. That's
like
awesome. That gives me something to do during class now. Let's go.
like on Friday. Purdue plays at noon, and so does Tennessee plays at 1. I'll be in class for both of
Mhm.
those. Oh wait, no, I won't. Actually, no, I won't. On Thursday, I would, but no. Yeah, so it's gonna be.
Davidson plays Fordham tomorrow at 11:30.
Actually, well, I'd probably be watching that one because it's 8:10.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, I tomorrow. What am I doing? Oh, well, that's in between classes, but I'll still probably put it
Yeah.
on. Yeah, it's gonna be a
Yeah.
good week of conference tournaments, and then
Yeah.
outside of that, I mean, you got. We've talked a lot about the bubble. I mean, again, I think the biggest one is Indiana State. They're gonna be waiting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting to see if they get it or not.
Yeah.
So in just a kind of rough news for this woman, but it kind of made for some comedy. The Utah State women's basketball coach got fired right after the game, and she still had to do the post game interview. And she went on there, and she's just like, she was kind of like, just like what, like
Yeah.
it was weird, but it's a tough way to end a coaching stint.
Mhm.
Moving on from college basketball because it's so much. The NHL. A couple more trades happened right after we got done recording
Yeah.
on Monday. Tomas Hurdle, or recording on Friday rather. Tomas Hurdle to Vegas. I remember when he was a
That's just
rookie.
crazy to me. I don't understand. Why would you trade your best player to your rival?
I don't know, but I remember when he was a rookie in whatever Chell that was, dude. He was so nice. He was so
Mhm.
much fun to play with. And then Matt Dumba gets traded to the Lightning. So
Mhm.
I still like Dumba.
It's a big body.
Yeah. Devils brought in 2 goalies, Jake Allen and Capo Kekkonen.
Yep.
So that fills the net for them.
And the game I was at,
Yeah. Torts got
Flyers.
suspended 2 games for that.
Yeah, that was those refs were interesting.
All of a sudden, it was like, it wasn't even
So
that.
soft, bro.
Yeah. What was it? 10 minutes into the game, you said it was 4-0?
Yeah, 10 minutes into the game, it was 4-0.
And I
It
saw
was
it.
crazy.
It finished 7-0.
Yeah.
Did you stay the whole game?
No, I left it after the second.
After the second?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, I would have been out of there too. Yeah, just not a good look for Philly.
Oh, some more NFL news here.
Oh,
Titans
boy.
are expected to sign Tony Pollard.
Wow. Huh. It's a good signing for them.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, he needs to have like a breakout because
Yeah.
he kind of struggled last year in the running back one position. For overall, he was still a great running back.
Yeah.
Tough getting in the end zone. And then Jonathan Greenard just signed with the Vikings,
Oh.
Texans pass rusher.
Yep.
4 years, 76 million. That seems like a lot.
Jeez.
Good for him though. He gets his bag.
Yeah.
Back to hockey. Bo Byram. I think we won the trade.
I
No, I'm gonna miss
hope so.
Middlestat, but I am happy that we got Bo Byram.
Yeah,
He looked great in his first game.
he's gonna be good, I think.
Yeah.
I hated it at first, but
Yeah,
now
I liked Mitzi so much.
I don't know.
But
It makes sense.
yeah, it'll be
Like the
interesting
more
though,
you think
because
about it, it makes sense why we traded him. It's having his best
yeah,
season of his
this
career.
was his value was at its
You're,
highest.
yeah, his value. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, it sucks. Mitzi was great in Buffalo, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. We'll move on.
Mm,
But I don't know, man. 7 points out. I don't want to get my hopes up at all.
yeah.
Couple what?
We got huge games this week.
You gotta
We got
win.
Detroit twice and the Islanders once. We win all three of those.
We'll
We're
be
at
right
least
there.
3 or 4 points out.
We gotta win, bro.
Yep.
Just gotta win. Just gotta win these games.
Yep.
And then in the Club Nationals, St. Bonaventure got eliminated by UB. So, and Tampa lost
They
to, I
lost
think
to South Carolina.
South Carolina ended up winning because they beat
Yep.
UB in the finals, yeah.
Yeah.
But shout out to UB. They made it to
Yeah.
the club finals.
Yeah.
MLB, a little bit of MLB news. It was announced Corbin Burns is going to start opening day for the O's. So
Mhm.
as much as I hate the Orioles because they're in the Yankees division, that's got to be fun for Baltimore fans.
Yep.
Mariners signed Stanek to a year deal. It's a good reliever pickup for Seattle. Trevor Bauer is going to face the Dodgers in an
Bro, I don't
exhibition game.
understand how he's not signed to a team yet.
I know.
Like, it makes zero sense.
I
This
wanted
guy's
the
asking
Yankees
for
to
league
sign.
minimum. He's a good pitcher.
Yeah.
Why is he not signed?
I don't know, man. I couldn't tell you. I feel like he actually might get signed after this exhibition game if he plays good.
Maybe.
But we'll see. It's kind of like Robinson Cano.
Yeah.
Imagine if Robinson Cano got signed somewhere in the MLB after an exhibition. That would be insane. Some not so great Yankees news. Oswald Peraza is out 6 to 8 weeks with a shoulder injury, so he'll miss the first handful of weeks of the regular
Mhm.
season. And then Garrett Cole's having an MRI on his elbow today. So,
Hmm.
I mean, if
That's awesome.
yeah, so great. If there's anything wrong with him and it's like bad, we're screwed.
Yeah.
So
You better find a way to sign Blake Snell.
yeah, I am not excited.
You better find a way if
Yeah.
that happens.
Oh man, the Yankees. Novi Marte, maybe that's how you say it, maybe that's not. I don't know. He's suspended 80 games for PEDs. So that sucks. And then some very fun news. Joey Votto signed a minor league deal with Toronto. And you know who Toronto's minor league team is? The Buffalo Bisons. So Charlie's going to get to meet Joey Votto and Dan Burgers. So that's fun. But yeah, I think I'm going to go to a Bisons game when I get home.
Yeah.
Because I want to see Joey Votto play in Buffalo. That would be fun.
3 years, 24 mil.
For Pollard?
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's actually kind of cheap.
Yeah.
So they replaced Derrick Henry.
Wonder who's gonna be Dallas's running back.
Derrick Henry? No. Actually, that's not even a bad fit.
Or no. They have
I don't
unlimited
know.
money.
We'll see. It seems like they're the Yankees of the.
Mhm.
A little bit of lacrosse news. Bandits got a big overtime win. Vince was back. Connor Farrell looked fantastic, and Chris Cloutier made ESPN Top 10. I think he was the number one play actually for his overtime goal. So it was a great win. They got to make a push. That's all it is. Win some
Yeah.
games and make it back to the playoffs. Syracuse got a huge win over Johns Hopkins in North Carolina at a neutral site.
I think I saw that actually.
Johns Hopkins was ranked second, and Syracuse needed a big win over a top 10 team because they lost to Army in Maryland.
Yeah.
Speaking of Army, they're up to number one in the poll because Denver just lost to Yale yesterday,
Wow.
and Syracuse is up to 6. Penn State killed Cornell, 20-9. Duke downs Loyola, Notre Dame and Virginia, and Penn get wins. And then NJIT stays undefeated. They don't play anybody, dude. They might actually go undefeated the whole season because they don't have like a good out of conference game,
Yeah.
and their conference is kind of ass. Actually, they play Vermont and Bryant, so maybe they'll lose one, but it'll be interesting. And then St. Bonaventure's still winless. They are rough. Like I mentioned, Yale upset Denver, and Harvard stays undefeated with an upset win over Michigan yesterday. So, good weekend in college lacrosse.
Yeah.
Bandits will play. Got to get another win this weekend, and we'll see how that goes. If they can keep their guys healthy down the stretch here.
Yeah.
And then before we leave, UFC 299. One of my favorite cards I think I've watched in a long time. The prelims were great. The main card was fantastic. You see a new guy come out. Well, not a new guy. He's kind of old, but he was fighting on a different promotion. Michael Page. Just a nut job of a fighter. He's a psychopath. But he was fun to watch. He beat Kevin Holland. Jack Della Maddalena beat Gilbert Burns in a just a like a spine chilling knockout. Dustin Poirier still got it. He looked fantastic against Benoit Saint Denis, who 5 years in France Special Forces. He's a badass story, is what he is.
Mm.
And then Sean O'Malley just dominated Cheeto Vera. I mean, Vera, he stayed standing. He was a warrior that whole
Bro,
fight.
that knee to the face
Oh
looked
my god.
like I couldn't even imagine that. I quit
Yeah,
at least.
yeah,
Probably were just so fucking bad,
yeah,
bro.
dude. Some of the shots the in the card were just insane. Like the Benoit Saint
Hmm.
Denis knockout or the Poirier knockout, I guess.
Yeah.
He clipped him right on the chin perfectly.
Hmm.
So a great card overall. I mean, O'Malley looked great, and then he called out Ilya Tapuria, which I don't want O'Malley to go up a weight division. I think he's gonna get smoked.
Yeah.
And then a fight I just didn't know that was on Friday. Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou. So I don't know. It was a rough look for Francis Ngannou. He's got to come back to UFC and fight John Jones. But
Okay. So left tackle David Bakatari, right? That's how you say it, Bakhtiari, something like
Bakhtiari,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, Bakhtiari.
yeah.
He's being released by the Packers. Not he didn't
Oh,
retire.
okay. So he's not retiring.
Yeah.
He's basically retiring. I like he could get signed somewhere, but does he really want
Yeah.
to? I feel like he's having pretty. He could be like the next guy on Bussin' with the Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bakhtiari, fantastic career in Green Bay. He's much loved in the NFL.
Hmm.
If he doesn't sign anywhere, man, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Vet minimum. I don't care. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on today. We got a lot of recording time,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's about it.
Hmm. I'm sure there'll be a lot more news coming out today.
Yep,
Stuff.
and then we'll have even more to talk about on Friday.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for listening to episode 27 of the Buffalo Take. We will see you for 28 in a couple days on Friday.
Yeah.